And since we are live, hi
Yay.
everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon. Uh, Let me make sure that I have muted everything around me. Okay, yeah. So I don't want to make any weird
That's
noises.
okay. That's okay.
Hi. As the title of the live says, we are doing like a fun discussion because Shannon and I body read Culinary Confessions by J.O. Lambo. Most of us know her as Joanne. And yeah, let Shannon introduce herself and then I'll welcome you to my channel. Go
Okay.
ahead, Shannon.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Shannon. I write under the pen name of ST Houston. Have a YouTube channel under the name of ST Houston, where I publish content about my writing, and still do some content on self-publishing because I am 1/3 of the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast with Morgan Lee and Ben Pick from Running to Write, where we publish 2 episodes a month during the first and third quarter of the year, with some off-season episodes coming. They're in the works. I'm also one half of the author to Writing Conference Duo with Margaret Bernard, and we're still going through and trying to figure out our speaker list and talking with everybody who's going to be presenting and seeing who's going to come on board with that. So we should have an update on some of the Author Tube Writing Conference stuff beginning next month, I think, or sometime next month. We'll have some updates on who's speaking and stuff like that. So looking forward to that. And I am the author of The Clash of Goddesses, So It's YA Fantasy, currently writing a romantic fantasy. Just finished my first book, got it off to readers, and I was so happy about that. Got one response back. She didn't tell me anything negative, and I was like, but I want something to work on. So, but it's a difference because I have another one who put it up on Google, put my book on Google, and she's doing real time edits, and I can see it. And she shared it with me, and I'm like, oh.
Mm.
So she's rewriting parts of my draft. So I was like, okay, well, I appreciate it. And I try to tell her, this is a alpha draft, which just means it's story level. We don't have to worry about sentence and stuff. But she is saying some story stuff that I was like, oh, I didn't catch that. I should definitely change that. So I'm getting some of it, and I'm excited and starting the next book. If you guys are you doing Camp NaNoWriMo next month?
Yeah, nice. Yes, well, if things go as planned, I should be editing during camp.
Okay, nice.
So that's gonna be a fun new thing because I usually either don't participate in April because it's my birthday and it's just a
Oh,
very busy month
okay.
always. And then if I participate, I'm drafting. So it's just gonna be a new experience. So welcome everyone. This is my channel, Esther Maria Andujar. I am a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid author. I am also the author of Marina the Vampire, which is a serialized paranormal romance available through Kindle Bella, Coffee, and Patreon. I will eventually put all the links, mine and Shannon's, on the description box. Uh, because apparently I'm the queen of the links, but the crown is kind of like somewhere else. Not
It
on right now.
ran away for the moment.
Yeah. I have my reader head, so and I am looking forward to gush about Culinary Confessions. Uh Kind of like overall feelings that we have that we want to share, Shannon.
So overall, came away from this feeling lighthearted and missing falling in love. So,
Overall for me was like cute. I was just like, oh, this is such a nice little cute, heartwarming, lighthearted read. And it was such a delight to sit down and just be like, oh, I'm just gonna take like 30 minutes to write a couple like I it's a short book but I extended it. I didn't want it to be done because it was the cuteness was there. Um Anything like specific that we liked?
um, I think I really liked the cast. Even though it's a short book, there is
Mhm.
a full cast of people besides the two main, the FMC and the MMC. And I liked how the cast kind of um, they added dimension to the main characters.
Yeah,
What about you?
definitely. Yeah, I enjoyed the baking
Oh,
scenes. Those were like very cute. I did enjoy for a short book, the friends to lovers progression was pretty nice. That was enjoyable. And again, it was such a cute and sweet read. It was just like perfect for February. Uh, those are kind of like the big things that I liked. They were just like you said, the cast, like Maddie, Justin. I wish there was more Amber, because I kind of like the friendliness, the friendship between Maddie and Amber, um,
I wanted
because
more.
we got a lot of Charlotte and Justin, and that was like a very fun friendship, but we didn't get enough of Amber and Maddie, and the full scene that we got between them, that was so fun.
I wanted more on Mia, her sister, because she sounded like she's like a complete opposite of her almost in a lot of ways. So
Mm.
I was like, I'd love to see more of her too. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So since we are in the section of what we would like to see more, anything else that you would like more of?
I wanted it to last just a bit longer, and the part that I wanted to extend was the ending. So I feel
Mm.
like when they both decided, yeah, I really like him or her, I think it ended too quickly after that. I wanted a little bit more in there. So
Yeah, yeah. I do have on my notes that I wanted it to be longer, partially because of the romance. I wanted a lot more build up to it and more scenes between them. And I also wanted more like family interactions, and more Maddie and Amber. Like I have it like that. More Maddie and Amber. Wanted more. And that was such a cute friendship. And Amber seemed like such a supportive friend.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, I wanted more of that. There's not a lot of good female friendships on books. And when I see that, I'm like, I want more. Give me more.
I can see that for sure.
um, yeah, definitely. I know you read it physically, right?
Yes.
I read it on my Kindle app. I use my app, not my actual Kindle. How was the experience like? Did you like the cover of the book?
Oh, I think the cover is gorgeous. That's why I bought it to start
Yeah.
with. I love this. This is so cute. This scene that's here. You can almost see that. And I kept looking for it in the book too. I was like, oh, there it is. you know.
Yeah.
So
When I searched for it and I saw the cover, I'm like, oh, that's such a pretty cover.
I can't wait to see the one for the next book.
Yeah. And it kind of like, and it's a great representation of what most of the book is,
Mhm.
which is baking and friends finally giving each other the chance to be more than friends. Um, what else? It was just, it was like I just cannot not say how cute it is.
Yeah.
It did read a little younger than college, but I think it was just the cuteness factor that made me
Well,
feel that read younger.
what I felt from, 'cause I also felt that youngness. We didn't talk about that, but I did also feel it was a
Mhm.
bit younger than what the character age was. And I think it went back to I was thinking through my experience. When I was 21, 22, I was in the military. I had my own place. I was getting ready to buy my own house. I was very, very independent. But here, Maddie's
Mhm.
living at home. She talks to her parents and gets, she tells them, where she's going, and it almost feels like a permission like thing. Like she has to get permission from her
Yeah.
parents to date Justin or to go out with Justin almost. And even Justin coming in, asking for permission to date their daughter, which I thought was very sweet. It all goes with the vibe of the book. So that went really
Yeah.
well. But I just felt like, well, when I was at 22, there's no way in heck I was going to ask my parents permission for anything. so,
Yeah.
but that's my experience. So I try to think of, well, there are some people who have different experiences. They stay at home longer. So,
Yeah. I think the reason that it read younger to me, it read like someone was just recently translating what I'm trying to say, passing from high school to college,
oh, yeah.
and you know that transition phase
Transition
that you
phase.
kind of like feel like you still need to hold on to an adult, even though you are an adult too, to kind of like get things started. Because when I was like 21, 22, I was still living with my mom and I was still letting her know where I was going, but I was in like there was no bedouin friendships or boys anymore at that point because I already have her like hand hold my hand at the beginning of my university time, which is I think that's why it felt for me a little younger, but it still felt it felt more like newly into college than already a couple of years into
Yeah,
college,
I could agree with
but it
that.
still felt like college.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm like, yeah, it's probably because of the cute tone of it and the lightheartedness. Um, so that's why it reads young to me because of how cute it is.
Well, and
Let me
the chat.
go through the comments very quickly. Of course, Mama Maggie comes in like super early to say hi. Des is currently streaming on Twitch, and she
Oh,
managed to come here and and say hi and kind of like sweet romance goodness. It is very sweet. It's like a cup of
cupcake.
something warm,
It's a
very sweet.
cupcake.
Like, mm-hmm.
They bake cupcakes, so it just gotta go.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Shannon doing double duty too, and reminding everyone to like the stream. We have Angela. We have the author extraordinaire Joanne. You did it. That was a wonderful read, Joanne. Really. Saying hi. Hey, Dolores. Hi, Nia. Hi, Ty, which a lot of us know as Savion. Hey, JC. And then Joanne was like, that makes sense. Oh, you're thinking of rewriting the book and make it YA. Okay.
I thought she had said something about revising parts of it, but I didn't know what that would entail. But that does seem
Yeah.
like it's going to be an extensive rewrite if she's changing
Yeah.
the category there.
Me and Shannon were talking backstage, and if you're doing that, we might have some like nuggets to like create more books in the same realm. We will probably send that to you, DM you that. Because if you're rewriting and doing it YA, I think what we were thinking will fit very well
Yeah.
with that new plan. So yes. True, Shannon. I know people who still living in the permission phase and parents in their 20s. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it also depends on where you live. Because if you're from a town that is a lot more conservative or traditional, then it totally makes sense to do that. Yeah, definitely. Oh, you're welcome. We really did enjoy it. We also, just a hint, Joanne, we also see potential of more books with the characters in it because you have created very lovable characters.
Esther wants an Amber book. I want a Mia book.
Yeah. I was like, I want an Amber book. I want a Charlotte book.
Yeah. And I had posed the question, wondering question, if your next book that you're working on, the Enemies to Lovers Bakery Romance, is that including the characters from this book?
Oh yeah, because I know the characters on Project Sugar and Spice is Lady and Savior, and we don't have any ladies and savior in Culinary Confessions.
Yeah.
They might be in the same university, we just never met them.
Yeah. And maybe there's a crossover character somewhere.
Yeah. Please, I want more of what you guys want to see. Yes. I mean, definitely if you're turning into YA, whenever they. Oh.
Yay! Nice.
Oh, so Lydia is their daughter.
This is the
Nice.
future.
So definitely we will want
Yeah.
a Mia book, a Amber book, a Charlotte book. And they,
Oh,
they can go to Culinary Confessions to have a chat with Maddie or Justin, things like that. I don't know.
yeah. Definitely want to see that.
It was really a cute um book and very lovable characters.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
That's something. Yeah, very enjoyable. That is something I you nail very well, Joanne. Characters.
And I
There's
know
just
we didn't talk about the spice level, which, it is a clean romance, or
hmm
I know many don't like the term clean, but in Amazon it's still called clean if you want to go and choose category. So I don't know what else to call it at this point, but there's only like some like touching, like the finger, like touching the fingers to like the face, and there's a kiss. Spoiler,
yeah.
there's a kiss. But that's as far as it goes. But
Spoiler, no spoiler.
yeah, but I think that the anticipation for those moments was built very well. So you felt
hmm
that like tingling, like, ooh, I really want that. I want to feel that, that you get from romance.
Yeah, and definitely the reactions,
Hmm.
because we are in their heads. It's kind of like whenever they grace hands or like someone touches someone else's like cheek or or the hair or anything, like the immediate reaction is like, oh, yes, that's how we usually feel when we have a crush on someone.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought it was captured really well.
Yeah, definitely. So it seems that Charlotte has a short story on Wattpad.
Now, I have to
Nice.
say, spoiler for the book is that when Charlotte was first introduced in the story, I don't remember what line it was. I did think that she might be interested in girls, just because of the way that scene.
Mm.
Again, I don't remember what line it was. And then, of course, later on, Maddie is wondering if Charlotte's into her, and Charlotte's like, "No, I don't swing that way." So I was really curious about that.
Yeah, and I think one of those scenes what was when they were at a coffee place, and even the barista that was attending them felt a little like they were trying to flirt with Maddie. And I'm like, ooh, we're getting some queer representation.
That's what I thought. I think that was Charlotte, wasn't it? Maybe I think that was
Yeah.
Charlotte. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. That it was going to be. Yeah. So I don't know. I I was bummed when I found out that no, she wasn't. She didn't swing the other way.
Yeah.
Feels like, oh, I did think that's what it was.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's just because romance genre doesn't have like a very clear scale on anything besides just a happily ever after. That's what it makes categories and shelving so
Oh,
hard.
to call
I
it sweet. So I am now part of a fantasy romance fantasy group on Discord. They're the
mhm.
ones that put together the Faro every year. Faro,
Okay.
they put that together every year, and in there they have a lot of discussions about spice levels. Oops, sorry, spice levels and everything else like that. And there are many of them who say, "I'm sweet, but I have sex on the page. There is a difference." And I'm like, "There
Mhm.
is. I don't know what that is now. I'm lost." But there are some who say they write sweet, but they actually have stuff on the page. So I don't
I
know,
wonder if it's written like very emotional
instead of
rather.
descriptive.
Yeah, like it's more
Probably.
about the emotions and kind of like the headspace of whoever the POV is than the mechanics of it.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. So I don't know
That's
that
what I would
sweet
think.
is the right term to replace what clean stands for, in which I think clean stands
Mm,
for nothing on the page.
yeah,
Nothing, um, so it's not nothing because there's kissing and hand holding and things like that,
yeah.
but nothing, no sexual intercourse
Like
on the page.
there's no implied sex. There's no fade to black. Like there's nothing there. Uh, yeah, we did discuss that on a live in Shannon's um channel, and I can search
Yeah,
that
back in
if you give me a
February.
few seconds. In February, and I think we even slightly touch upon it on the romance writers room.
Yeah, I think we did.
Give me 1 second.
I honestly think that there's no one real guideline that everyone can follow. Everyone has a
Yeah,
slightly different thing that they believe is the right thing. So it's hard. And it may be too why Amazon has not changed the category of clean to anything else, because nothing else is like come forward as a leader as, hey, this is what it should be called instead.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the link to Shannon's live. I was there. Joanne was there. There's a couple of more. There, I'm missing the names.
Deidre Ann
Oh,
Anderson, Paige, and then you have Ashley Emma.
Ashley
Yeah,
Emma. Yeah,
Ashley Emma.
and
And
we did touch upon that because Ashley Emma writes Amish novels, romance novels, and they just have like what hands holding and maybe a kiss.
yeah, maybe
Like
because she said.
maybe a kiss,
Yeah.
because that's what readers of Amish novels expect. But definitely, I definitely recommend to check Culinary Confessions by J.O. Lambo. It is on KU, Kindle Unlimited, if you have the subscription, but you can purchase the paperback, and I think you can purchase the ebook too if you're more of a if you prefer to purchase the books instead of using KU. But definitely check it out. You can have a sense of her tone and her writing style, and get ready for Project Sugar and Spice. We don't have a releasing date. That will be to be announced, but
I think she said late
it
fall.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely keep an eye on that. I will update the description with the links to the book and the links to Joanne. Um, so you can go and support a fellow author. I think clean makes all the romance seems dirty. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like the
this
perception that everything else is dirty. I don't like that idea, but I
yeah.
don't, it's hard to say, oh, we need to call it something else when retailers are still putting it under clean because if you're it's hard to change that marketing hat off when you're doing your own marketing.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes it's just like if the retailers and the business doesn't have a better way to shortly and to the point explain something, it's hard to just change things for semantics. I mean, I don't like the clean label, but I understand what with marketing and publicity means.
Yeah.
So
There
it's
are
it's
some authors
just
who do they embrace that dirty term. They're like, "Yes, I have some dirty
yeah.
sex. Come and read it." They embrace it.
Yeah.
So, but
But
hi,
it
Courtney.
is what it is at this moment. Hi, Cole. I hope you're doing well. So we're wrapping this up. This was just us gushing. Like everyone who asked me about this life, and I'm like, we're just gonna gush for I don't know 15, no more than 30 minutes because it's just short, sweet, cute. Go and read it.
Yep.
So I hope you all, if you can, pick it up. It's a very short read. You can just sit for a couple hours and read it in one sitting. And it is again very very cute. How many times can I say cute?
Yeah.
uh, any closing words, Shannon?
Yeah, I think if you're looking for something lighthearted, especially if you've been reading dark fantasy like Morgan Lee's book, it is a great reprieve to get into something that's light and enjoyable characters who you love to follow along to see what it is they're going to do and how they're going to fall in love or how they're going to get to the point where they love each other.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a romance reader that likes to follow different characters, this could be a great book for you guys. Anything you wanna share with us?
Something like to
Anything
plug.
upcoming?
Yeah. So I like to plug Adrian's channel because I'll be on there later today at it's 3 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock Eastern. We are talking
Mhm.
about the first 15 chapters of Margaret Bernard's book, Dulcie's Legacy. So, yeah.
Nice. I will definitely find the link
I meant to
and put
grab
it
it
both
and I
on
didn't.
chat. I will put it both on chat and on the description. Books by Adrian. I'm actually slowly reading the his book.
I've got it too.
Um,
I've made it through like
yeah,
I don't know, a fourth of it right now. It's a long book.
I it's pretty long. I don't remember where I am, but it's As soon as I open the document, it will be like, "Do you want to go back?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's where I left." Books by Adrian live today. There
And
you
Courtney,
go. That's the link.
and we'll be back 2 weeks from that time to do the rest of her book and to put in our referrals for like what we for you guys to vote on what book we'll do next. So
Nice. So
yeah,
check it out. That's the link. I'll actually pin it for a hot second so it's a lot easier for anyone to grab it. And again, thank you, Shannon, for pretty much asking me, be like, "Do you want a body read?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
sure.
what are we body reading?"
Yeah, it was fun. And
I'm
thank you
up
for joining me.
for it.
I wanted to
Yeah,
read
it
it, so I
was
needed
very
someone.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. I do I have anything to plug in? No, I'll probably will be at Nia's tonight writing because that's the only thing that I'm doing, writing. I feel like you, Shannon, that I'm just writing every day and be like,
Yeah.
I want to break, but I can't. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. So yeah, hi Eva. This is the tail end of yes, Cash. It was overall. I just say cute a lot of times. Don't take any
A
alcoholic
million times
drinks. Well, yeah, that's not a game you should play. Not this with this one. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming in. I hope again you checked Joanne's book, Culinary Confessions. You won't be disappointed at the cuteness of it.
more. Yes.
And it's such a pretty book. So if you like pretty covers, definitely buy the paperback. And I will probably see you guys at Nia's. And I might stop by at Adrian's to say hi.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.